Hey y'all, this is Big Country with Big Country Survival. Man, so it's just about Veterans Day officially. Um, this first time Veterans Days fell on a weekend since I've been out, so first time I'll be able to partake in some of things going on. Um, I am a Navy veteran. Um, this isn't gonna be your typical preparedness video that I generally try and do. You can see my breath. It's about 23 degrees right here. Um, it's getting a little chilly, but so I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my time. Um, some things that first off, I mean, my whole life, I knew I was gonna join the service in one form or the other, one branch or another. I knew I was gonna join from the time I was, you know, 5 years old. And I actually knew what the military was. Well, as much of a grasp as a 5 year old can have on that. Um, so I knew I was going to join. I felt that call to, you know, serve. Um, I like to think I still serve my community, be it, in a smaller way, but a more personal way. And I'm not tooting my own horn. I just talking about, me. I mean, I'm the fellow that stops and helps someone who's broke down on the side of the road. That's, just how I'm wired. Um, I've always been that way, and my parents have always, when I was growing up as a kid, that was always something that was instilled in me. I can remember my dad stopping and helping people. We were going to be late for church, but he stopped alongside the road to help someone who was broke down or stuck in a ditch. Um, he that was the way that's the way he is. So kind of what I grew up with. So I'd go off to boot camp and get out, go to my A school, um, which learn my specific job, my specific rate um, in A school. I was what was called an engineman, um, which is basically a mechanic. I worked on everything from diesel engines to deep fat fryers and AC units and hydraulic systems. I mean, I owned a lot of stuff. I worked on a lot of stuff. Um, I had a crescent wrench or a pipe wrench hanging out of my pocket, most of the time on ship. um, I just occasionally would forget there was a crescent wrench in my hand and would walk up to the galley for some grub and get uh, get some chow. Um, so yeah, that was always interesting. I spent my time in flame retardant coveralls and all of that. Um, yeah, I was in during the Obama administration. Um, and by the time I left, I really only had one command. Two ships we swapped in the middle of my time on board. So basically, I was in Japan. I was stationed in Japan, and a ship from Norfolk, Virginia, came out, and basically, the crew of that ship took my ship back to Virginia, and um, dog. She's managed to get herself tangled up around my feet. Um, so did that. Um, on ship, I learned some lessons. Um, I had some anger issues on board, and I will admit that. It was one of them deals where I loved parts of it, but I hated a lot of things going when I was going through it, and now looking back, I wouldn't trade any of it. I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I mean, it really it molded me into who I am today. Um, I can sleep anywhere now. It's one thing. Um, I have been outside of the U.S. I have been to 9 separate countries, um, and I saw a lot of things there. I was never in the Gulf. I was always in the Pacific. Going places like Thailand, Korea, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, um, places along those lines. That was that was where, you know, I mean, I saw parts of the world. What, dog? I'm not giving her nearly enough attention. I don't know if you can see the dog, but she's cold. Are you? uh, but this is a good dog. But so I learned those lessons like how long you can really stay up consecutively before you start to hallucinate. Um, just how far caffeine and nicotine will get you. Um, how to sleep literally anywhere and everywhere, be it on non-skid or a metal deck. Um, machines buzzing around you. You just lay down, just not even lay down. You just lean up against something and you're asleep. You're out. Um, that level of exhaustion. Um, I've been there. I have been there, and I've done that. Um, and like I said, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I met some of the best friends I ever could have hoped for there. And I talked to my veteran friends a heck of a lot more than I talk to really any of the friends that I had in high school. It's not that I'm not still friends with the ones that I had in high school, that are not veterans, but I don't know. There's like a camaraderie, and it's kind of like, I mean, we get it. I mean, I talk to fellow veterans that I work with, and I it's like in different branches. I've got a guy who was in the Army where I work, and another guy who's a Marine. Um, I've had several. There's been several guys in the Army that have gone through, and I just really clicked with. Um, and we just, we have that camaraderie instantly. We both, we've all, no matter what, branch we were in, where we were stationed, we've all been through some of the same junk. You know, we've all been through some of the same junk, and so I guess we just kind of understand each other better. Um, and so I get along better in the veteran community than I do in the non-veteran community, and it's nothing against anybody who's not a vet. It just there's a different mindset there, and there's just a different mindset, I guess you could say. I mean, like I said, we've all been through some of the same crap. Even guys in the police force that are not, military veterans. I mean, there's a lot of similarities to some of that, but it ain't the same. And I'm not trying to preach, but I was there. I saw a lot of parts of the world, and I saw some really good parts of the world that, if I was not an American and didn't love America and my Appalachian Mountains, praise God that I was born and raised here. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. But there was a couple of countries that, if I didn't love being here so much, I wouldn't mind moving to. Really. I mean, Japan, I love Japan. Not from a prepper standpoint, but actually that place would be a death trap if a major event happened. But, and I had plans to get off the island. I had plans. I'm not sure how well thought out they were, but it was all I could come up with. And I had plans to get out. Me and a couple of buddies, we were going to get out. I had a guy who can navigate. I had a guy, guns, we were going to get out one way or the other. If it ever reached that level of government shutdown and all of that. But I remember freaking out a lot because I spent, like, my wife and me, my first year of marriage, I saw her maybe 10 days, maybe 15. My first anniversary was her getting a box from me and me getting a box from her that were our little gifts for each other. She got me gummy bears. It was pretty nice. Gummy bears and a t-shirt. I remember that. I still got the shirt. I don't exactly fit in it anymore, but something I plan on fixing. I'm working on fixing. But, and I saw, like, along with the good side of the world, I saw some of the bad side. The human trafficking. In Thailand, a woman tried to sell me her son. In the Philippines, guys and girls were trying to get me to go to their bar, advertising that they had 12-year-olds. Yeah, that's that world. The part of it I saw anyway. So that's it. I'm running out of time. This is Big Country with Big Country Survival. Happy Veterans Day to all my brothers and sisters. God bless.